Let's discuss the current crisis in the Middle East with TV journalist and host of Deep Dive Perspective, Sayed Mohsin Abbas. Sayed, I'm glad to have you join me now. So, the story we are hearing from the U.S. keeps changing, from claims Tehran has been negotiating in bad faith to the talk of U.S. and Israel planning this operation for months. Where does the truth lie from your assessment?
Well, it's quite clear now that Donald Trump was lying. The negotiations that were going on were just a sham. Yet again, they've done that for at least the second time, where they have been saying that they're actually negotiating for peace, and there were meetings that were still due, yet they went ahead with bombing Iran. So I think this nonsense about negotiations really was just a cover, yet again, for the Americans to buy time and to actually be preparing for the war. Because the one thing they've done is they've miscalculated hugely, because there are already facts on the ground which are showing that the munition supply that they have is already struggling. The interceptor missiles, for instance, which have been trying to defend Tel Aviv and Israel generally, I mean, literally they have to fire about 3 of them before they even intercept one ballistic missile. And Iran has been very savvy at being able to rain down wave upon wave, and they're not being able to stop them. And whilst the Israelis are also hitting back, the truth is that in this scenario, Iran simply needs to survive. Whereas for Israel, the reality is that they are desperate to actually destroy the establishment. There's no sign that that's going to happen. You, of course, can see that there's a constitutional transitional mechanism that's been activated, and a 3-member council is now essentially running the country in place of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei, martyred recently. And of course, that'll go to a selection process by the Assembly of Experts, which is an 88-member panel. And in fact, the Israelis and Americans have tried to bomb the place where the 88-member council gathers. I'm not sure if anybody has died, but they're certainly still trying to do the very basic thing, which is to decapitate a system. But the Iranians have decentralized the entire system, and they've got layer upon layer, depth upon depth in terms of the strategic command and control structure, both politically as well as militarily.